Hey everybody, this is a note to self, perspective. So yeah, basically this is just me giving my perspective on just some advice that I had to myself. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. Perspective one, are you a hidden high performer? What is a hidden high performer? A hidden high performer is someone who has gifts and they have that thing that they're really good at, but often they hide that thing in order to impress others. And when I say impress others, you see, sometimes you're really good at something, but you act like you're not because you don't want other people to feel bad around you. And since you don't want them to feel bad, you downplay your strengths, because the truth is sometimes you're better at people at things, and that's completely fine. But what do we do consistently? When we are told that we are lesser than other people who are popular than us, usually this happens when we're in middle school or high school, what we do is we adopt that personality. And with the personality that we adopt, we just kind of live that out. You know, the jock is always the jock. The person who reads books always reads books. And the person who is the dropout continues to live mentally as the dropout. When the thing is, the person who's the dropout was honestly smarter than everybody because they read all the books, but maybe they just dropped out because they were bored. You know, the thing about the jock is, man, you're a jock, but truth is you're an artist. I know that's true for me. We often have these expectations that are, projected onto us that we feel like we have to live out. And by living out these expectations, sometimes they can be a good thing, but then sometimes they can be a bad thing. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be living or having your life centrally focused on the great expectations that others have for you. You should honestly create your own expectation for yourself. I do believe that expectations can be good, but you need to create them. You need to create expectations that you actually agree with, not just follow through with the expectations that society thinks you should live by. Now, let's add a disclaimer. If you're going to harm anyone or you're doing anything that is, not going to help you mentally, physically, or spiritually, you don't need to do it, okay? If you expect yourself to be something that is bad, I'm not going to agree with that. I'm going to be honest. If you expect that you should be a drug abuser, I'm not going to agree with that. But you should create positive expectations for yourself. And I truly believe that everyone has this thing in their life that they used to be really good at, or that they were really talented at, that one thing that they did, and then they saw a light shine, and they're like, man, this is really fun. I really enjoy this. I want to continue this. But sometimes, once again, someone projects something onto you and they say, hey, you're not allowed to be funny. You can only be serious. You can't be funny and serious. So you got to make a choice right now. Which is it going to be? Hey, you can't be good at sports and also be intelligent. So you have to make a choice. Hey, you can't be pretty and funny at the same time. You can't be an attractive person and also be kind. You can't be an attractive person and be a one-person person. You got to go around. You got to be a player, as they say. Drop the expectations, or as a friend told me yesterday, shed the expectations that other people have for you and honestly create your own. Now, a practical thing that you can do when it comes to living out your hidden talents is just to pursue it for like 1 minute a day. I know that sounds kind of weird. Like, why would I do something for 1 minute a day? That's just to start. Just literally whatever it is. Say you used to love tap dance. I'm not saying this is going to be a career, but just Google it for 60 seconds. Look it up again, watch a YouTube video, boom, done. And then every day do that. And then if you continue to pursue whatever this past passion was, the goal is that hopefully something will grow. That seed, that forgotten seed of joy, will grow and turn into something that is beneficial for your life. The goal isn't necessarily to, okay, I used to be good at this, now I'm going to try to be good at this, now and become a superstar. The goal is to get you and me, honestly, because it's a note to self, to realize that I'm allowed to be good at things that make me happy. I'm allowed to be good at something, enjoy it so much that I want to be the best, and I can become one of the best, or I can become really good and be happy. Because another reason that people become hidden high performers, once again, hidden high performer is someone who is is or was really good at something or has the potential to be really good at something, but they're hiding it because they don't believe society puts them in the niche of being good at that thing. Forgot where I was going with that. So I'm just going to keep on going. Yeah, you're allowed to be good at stuff. I remember when I was in high school, even in college track sometimes, I used to slow down during races sometimes. Let's change that, not races, practice. Never slowed down during a race, but I used to slow down during practice because, you know, listen, always been in theater. In college, I had 2 radio shows. I was a part of literally every club on campus. I was everywhere. I was always helping people out. So I was Mr. Nice Guy, as they called it, okay? I was the big man on campus, but I was very kind to everybody. I was never trying to exclude anybody. I was never, oh, you look like this, you can't hang with me. I didn't care who you were. I talked to everybody. But this is the thing, people didn't like that. People would literally point to me and laugh, aha, this guy thinks he's so nice. That sounds stupid, right? But that was my life. I'm not, no cap. Ask the people. People didn't like the fact that I was trying to intentionally better the community. It's very weird, but that's society. But moving on. So in order to make them feel okay and not to make them feel too bad, I would just slow down at practice, you know. And the crazy thing was I still ended up like beating the majority of the guys that were on my track team when we went to meets. And, you know, like when I'm running in the 10 seconds for the 100 and they're still in the 11s and we're in college and everyone's like, yo, Ezra, you're so fast. But it's also a lot of times the person who becomes the high performer is someone who adopts a negative perspective of others when they realize that they're the best. But I didn't want to be that. But I never saw somebody who was really good at something, but was also kind to people. I always saw somebody who was really good and just kept it to themselves. So when people were hyping me up saying, yo, bro, you just beat everybody. How does that feel? I was like, you know, I just did my thing, and I kept downplaying it. But this is the thing. What if I had chose to enjoy that moment and said, you know what? It was super fun. I worked hard. You guys don't know, I was literally running hills in the middle of the night. I'm talking 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I'm going to go run hills. Okay? Like this is serious. And before I even we got to the track season, I couldn't run indoor. So I swam every single day for an hour, and I suck at swimming, okay? I'm negative buoyant. I always sink. And guess what? Listen, you guys can do it too. You guys can be fast as well, or faster than me. We just got to work hard and work together and encourage each other. So let's go, teamwork. Thank you for the encouragement, but now let's work together. That would have been way better. And what I just said, that's what a leader says. And then what I realized, and this continues to happen throughout my life as well, I kept getting put in positions of leadership, but because I didn't feel that I fit the physical category of what a leader was, I couldn't be a leader. When I was at leadership camp in high school, people called me out for being a leader. I'm in leadership camp with the leaders of all the schools in Missouri, okay? Every single one. And they say, okay, so for our group, Ezra's the leader. Why is Ezra the leader? Well, he keeps coming up with ideas, he leads them, he has energy, he's charismatic, and he's doing this for everyone else. That's why we choose him. What do? Downplay it, because I grew up in a society where if you aren't a lighter tone, if you aren't a certain height, and if you aren't good at basketball specifically, you can't be the leader. And if you don't speak the language of the culture, you can't be a leader. So I downplayed it then. When I got to college, I'm in theater. Once again, my theater teacher, he says, Ezra, I see you as a leader. You're always speaking up, you're always leading things, but I noticed something. Why do you only speak up when no one else does? I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like, okay, I don't want people to think that I'm being cocky when I really just want to lead people to greatness, because that's what I only saw leaders do. So once again, I knocked down the leadership role again. I was asked to be the captain of my college track team. I turned it down again because I didn't like what I thought a leader was. So literally, I kept performing at this high level. And then as soon as someone called me out for it, and instead of embracing it, accepting it humbly and saying, yeah, let's do this together, I said, no, I can't do that because for some reason that doesn't fit in the way that I see a leader, because I don't see myself as a leader. I knock it down again. I had 2 radio shows in college. No one else had 2 radio shows on campus, guys. Honestly, no one else had radio shows on campus that people listened to who actually had a personality. I'm going to be honest. And guess what? I downplayed my radio shows. I auditioned for a singing competition with a freestyle rap and got in. I made it through around 3 rounds. And when I was in the competition, I ended up writing my own songs to perform. And everyone else is just singing covers. Once again, I saw that gift and I kept knocking it down because guess what? I was in Kentucky. And in Kentucky, rap is not considered a real form of music. We got Jack Harlow now, great. But college in Kentucky, I was around a whole bunch of country people who loved worship music, specifically contemporary Christian music and country. So what I was doing was seen as just like a hobby. Even though when I graduated, I got a phone call to perform as an opener for one of my favorite artists at the time, this guy named Flame. And I was like, yo, but I kept knocking it down. Like, I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I didn't just write 6 songs in a night, record them the next day, and then perform them. I didn't do that. I kept knocking myself down because I wanted to make sure that I stayed within the expectations and limits of others. Okay? I am what I like to call a fast external processor and builder. I just made that up. This is why. So to put myself in the box real quick, on the Myers-Briggs, I'm an ENFP. ENFPs are intuitive, and basically one of the gifts of someone who can be categorized as an ENFP, but that's not all they are. It's just, can kind of help frame their vision of the world and how they work a little bit. As you go through life, you can process things on the go and build on the go and complete whatever task it is, which is why I'm really good at talking with people. Okay. I have over 20 different emails. I have started literally probably 30 different podcasts, and I keep stopping. Why? Because the expectation of others makes me think, oh, okay, wait. I have to do my podcast the way my friends who aren't me do it. I have to do me the way someone else is doing them. Let's pause. I have to live my life the way someone else is living their life. So I'm not living my life anymore. I'm living that person's life. And then I have to expect I to be happy being that person. And I end up with nothing. When I'm doing me, I end up starting a podcast, making t-shirts, making a website. But then my friend says, well, did you research this? I'm like, no, I just started. That's all I did. I just started and I kept going because I enjoyed it. My first podcast I had was all the way back in, I think, 2017, 2018, right? It was called Research. I think I called it like Research on the t-shirt. Basically, I would read peer-reviewed articles about self-help in the field of psychology and sociology and find the research that went with it. And then whatever the research fact was, I would put that on a t-shirt. So people would know, listen, the stuff that you're learning about in this self-help class or through this speaker, there's actually research to back it up. And I put it on a t-shirt. So when people see it and they see, hey, just smiling makes you happy. And then there's a QR code and they scan it and it goes to the article. Guess what? They're like, oh, yo, literally by doing things physically that look happy, I become happier and my dopamine and serotonin go up. It's real. So now I'm going to do it. But I stopped because people were like, once again, 2017, 2018, why are you starting a podcast? First off, Ezra, what is a podcast? What is this app called Anchor? All the way back then, we're talking about, so 18, 19, 20, 21. 4 years ago, I was doing everything everyone's doing now, but I kept stopping because I kept listening to everyone around me who had no clue what they even wanted. And now guess what? They're doing exactly what I was doing, but they're not living by other people's expectations and they're farther than me. So now I'm essentially starting, from the beginning again, slowly working my way up. And now I'm not stopping because I will no longer be a hidden high performer. And I don't want you to be a hidden high performer, okay? I don't want us to be hidden high performers. There's that quote that goes, like, if you let your light shine, then other people can let their light shine. Whatever. It's from Coach Carter. Let your light shine. If you are going to be the most truest, most authentic version of you, then that is going to allow other people to want to be themselves, especially if you're being that authentic version of yourself, but you're also encouraging other people. See, a lot of people downplay others because they're downplaying themselves. Because I found myself, whenever I put a limit on myself in like say there's something I know I can do, say it's like I don't know, like a weight in the gym, say I can't lift it. I might be tempted to tell someone else you can't lift it because I can't, right? I don't know their strength potential. I don't know what their central nervous system has adapted to, because that's what strength is. Strength is all about your central nervous system. Yes, it's about the size because you have to have a large enough engine to produce that power. And the central nervous system can get those muscles to do that, but neither here nor there. So anyway, guys, don't be a hidden high performer, okay? Be a high performer. Enjoy life. Love it. Express yourself. And know that when you become a hidden high performer, certain people aren't going to like it. Certain people are going to say, hey, why are you trying to be so happy? Why are you so happy? Actually, why are you so happy? Because this is the thing. When I'm in my room every weekend, making 6 songs and just like putting them on a file and not putting them out, knowing that like I'm building a secret catalog so that when I do make it, people aren't like, oh, this is overnight. It's like, no, I have like the dates and times of every song that I've made. Here's 500 from the year 2000 and freaking 15 when I first got a microphone. And here's from this year and this year and this year and this year. Oh, this guy has 5,000 plus songs he didn't even release because he was working on it. Anyway, guys, moving on. Don't be a hidden high performer. Just be a high performer and encourage others too. Don't be the person who is really good at something and tearing each other down, because you're just going to create more negativity and more, just trauma throughout the world. And a lot of people become hidden high performers because other people went through a traumatic experience where they were forced not to be who they are. So they're not going to be who they are. Another example is when I was young, grew up Christian, love God, love Jesus. That's what it is. Bang, bang, boom. Not a virgin now, but I wanted to wait till I got married. But for some reason, everybody around me was like, no, you don't. I was like, yo, Bible says wait till I get married. I'm going to wait. I didn't have sex till I was like 23. Yeah, I didn't have sex till I was 23. But that's an example of someone else believing that, okay, my body isn't sacred, so I'm just going to throw it out to the wolves. I'm not downing people who, that is a terrible spider right there, guys. Oh my gosh. Woof. Outside podcast. Jesus help me. Yo, get off my tripod. Jesus. Jeez. You know what? Forget it. Guys, all I'm saying is this. You make your own expectations and you follow through with those, because if you live by others' expectations, you'll grow to resent them long term. Don't be a hidden high performer. Be a high performer and find out what you are a high performer at, okay? That's all. This has been fun. Let's go kick butt today. Drink a lot of water. Microdose on naps, 15 minutes to 10, maybe a 20. and, you know, eat a high protein breakfast, low carb or no carb. That's all. Stay physically active. You're beautiful. Peace out.